Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about John Wick because the third one comes out tomorrow, or technically today when I upload this video, but I really like this series, so I'd like to go back over and talk about it a little bit. So John Wick came out in 2014 and it actually made a decent amount at the box office. That's why it was able to have a sequel, but it seemed like a bit of a sleeper hit in its popularity because nobody really seemed to talk about it until after it came out on DVD. And the first time I actually watched it was on TV, which is not how I usually go to the movies, but that's just kind of how it happened. And I was really surprised. I think a lot of people who got into the franchise a little bit later are really surprised with it because it is incredibly well done. It's very sleek, and that's mainly due to Chad Stahelski's directing. In the first one, David Leitch actually did some uncredited co-directing too, and Chad Stahelski was actually a stunt double for Keanu Reeves in the Matrix movies, which was a pretty cool thing to know about. And speaking of Keanu Reeves, I honestly think that this is some of his career best work. While it's not asking him to be incredibly emotional in his range or anything, he's very convincing as John Wick for the more emotional parts and the very physical parts. And the main thing that a lot of people talk about is the physicality of the movies and the action and the choreography, which is the most entertaining part of them. The action is absolutely fantastic. The gunplay is really crazy and very entertaining. It's a very highly entertaining series, and the first one establishes that very well because the action, a lot of it is shot with longer takes and at a wide angle, so it kind of gets rid of the shaky cam trend that was so popular after the Bourne trilogy came out. And you could tell when that was starting to wear out, when some movies, kind of like the Taken franchise, especially with the second and third one, had all shaky cam. And there's actually this video breaking it down, how many times they cut Liam Neeson just jumping over a fence, and it's something like 15 cuts or something, which is just overly excessive. So it was really refreshing to see this movie after it came out on DVD and see the action be shot in such a different way. Now, what the first movie is actually about is John Wick is a retired hitman, and it picks up right after what is implied or shown as his wife's death. And right after she died, she sent him a package to be delivered to him of a puppy. And that puppy is the last thing that he has to hold on to her. It was her last gift to him before her death, and it's his last connection to her, it being in a real thing. So because of that, when Alfie Allen's character, who is the son of a gangster, of a Russian gangster, sees John Wick's car and asks him how much he would like for it when they're both at a gas station, and John Wick denies him any offer. So Alfie Allen and his gang go and rob John Wick, beat him up, kill his puppy. And because of this, you see this, there's this great moment where his father finds out what Alfie Allen did, and he has this moment of just shock and horror on his face, saying that he messed with the Baba Yaga. And it really, a lot of the first act is setting up what John Wick was and how scary of a hitman he is, and it finally shows a lot of that in its first real fight scene, which is in John Wick's house. And it's very entertaining. The entire movie is very entertaining. The supporting cast is great, with Ian McShane and Willem Dafoe and Alfie Allen. And I don't know how to pronounce the villain, the actor who plays the villain's name, so I'm not going to try because it's Russian and I don't understand it. And And there are several other people in the first one that are very good. Now, overall, I have a lot of praise for this movie and this franchise, but the one big detraction of these movies, at least the first two so far, is their rewatchability. They're very entertaining in their first time you watch them, and if you just go and watch little clips from them on the internet or on YouTube, they're very entertaining. But sitting down and watching it a second or third or fourth time, even if it's been a while since you've seen it, the pacing is very, very meanderingly slow. Not necessarily meandering in the plot, but it feels like it could be picked up quite a bit, which might just have to do with the rewatchability, but it is something I have noticed during a rewatch. But overall, I really enjoy the first one, and I'm going to give John Wick an 8.5 out of 10. I highly recommend it if nobody's seen it, which hopefully you have. If you haven't, check it out. But I'll be back with another video pretty soon.